Have you ever felt frustrated knowing you should be doing something, but you felt way too lazy to do it? What if I told you you weren't actually being lazy, but maybe more bored or feeling overwhelmed by not knowing where to start with a task? In today's video, I'll be sharing 10 tips that are simple hacks to help you get out of that lazy slump and start participating in life again. Welcome back to You Can Do It Then. My name's Dara, and on this channel, we like to discuss ways to achieve the mindset that allows us to reach the ultimate level of happiness. How? Through happier, healthier living. If that sounds like something that you would be interested in, be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you know when the new videos come out, and become a member of our family. We would love to have you. Being lazy can be a symptom of things sometimes. We feel bored in life. Maybe we feel overwhelmed and we're not really quite sure where to start. Sometimes we've been overdoing it for a very long period of time and our bodies actually need time to recharge, including our mind. Always thinking and being engaged in things or scrolling through TikTok or other things like that still engages our mind, and sometimes it just needs a break. That's what sleep is supposed to be for, but sometimes we're not getting enough sleep either. So how do we know if this negative self-talk of feeling overly hard on ourselves about being lazy is true or not? The truth is, only you can answer what's going on with you. Are you being lazy? Are you recharging? Is it none of the above? Not quite sure, but these 10 tips will help you get to the bottom of it pretty quickly. Alright, here are some questions to ask when we're feeling lazy so we can help develop an exit plan and get back to maybe the life that we're looking or expecting of ourselves. What's making you feel lazy and not doing enough? Who are you trying to make happy? Yourself or others? Sometimes we can feel that inherent pressure from other people to be like, we're not doing enough, or maybe that we're being too lazy. It's really kind of up to you to decide if they're right or if they're wrong. Sometimes people have very high energy and can get a lot of stuff accomplished, but the people around them can burn out from it. So we really need to know if we work for 4 hours and we need a break, or maybe we just work for 4 hours on a project and then we pick it up again the next day and that helps us be more productive. Again, you're the only person that can answer this question, but if you're feeling lazy, is it because you're actually being lazy or because you're not really fitting into what someone else deems as quote unquote productive? That's a good question to start with. The other thing is maybe thinking about maybe you felt stuck in life. Maybe you had a lot of doors shut or no's and you're like, I give up. I don't even know what to do anymore. And so maybe it's just kind of re-asking yourself, what would you personally like to achieve and why? I have some great videos on this between feeling stuck. There's also a video on a mid-year reset, which can be applied at any time. So maybe watch those videos if that's what you're feeling like. But the main thing is to figure out what is it that's making you feel lazy? What are you not doing? And becoming more clear on what it is that you would like to do and if it aligns with what you're wanting to do. I know that sounds really simple and basic, but the truth is we overcomplicate things a lot of times, or other people's opinions get in and it makes it not so simple for us to hear what is actually the thing that's going to be successful. So the last thing to think about is, do you need help or support in accomplishing these things so that you don't feel lazy? Maybe you don't want to clean the house because you feel overwhelmed by the other people that are living there. Can you recruit them in to help with the cleaning situation? Maybe you hire someone for $20 a month, once a month, to help with the deep cleaning. Maybe you feel overwhelmed with bills and financial stuff, so can you set up auto pay to help you out? Or maybe you have a friend day where people come over, a friend and family day, and help you with decluttering. Again, if we need help, it's okay, and sometimes it can really help create connection, which we'll get into in one of our tips here. Here are 10 simple tips for exiting your lazy era. First is prioritizing what's important to start. Maybe you have a list a mile long and some of it can be done next week, next month. Some of it needs to be done today or this week. That can really help us with prioritizing things, especially if there are deadlines. or order of importance. The second tip is to start with small things and then build your way up. This can really help with helping us feel better and feel good, especially if we're feeling lazy, kind of down. Just setting a timer for 5 minutes can be really helpful. It helps you just get up off the couch and start doing something, because we can do anything for 5 minutes. It really is just a matter of starting something for 5 minutes. Maybe you've been dreading doing dishes. Set the timer for 5 minutes, put on some good music, and just start jamming out and doing the chore. When the timer goes off after 5 minutes, you can decide if you want to keep going or move on to a different task. Again, just setting 5 minutes can really help us with feeling better because we're doing something small, short, and attainable. The biggest thing is setting goals or doing things that help us feel like we did something, because that can build momentum. We're moving forward. So, second thing, start with the small things that make you feel good. Which leads us into the third thing, which is clean up. So sometimes this can be something that really helps us feel better. Maybe you haven't taken a shower all day. That's the place to start, is taking a shower or a bath. Because taking a shower or just getting clean really does something with the mojo of the body and the mind, everything, and it kind of helps you with moving forward. So that can be something that you don't know where to start or anything, just start with that simple thing. The other thing, if we're talking about the third thing being cleaning up, is maybe outside of cleaning your body, you work on laundry, or maybe you clean the kitchen or vacuum or take out the trash. Whatever that might be, it's a small step, but cleaning up and decluttering can really be something that helps with exiting our lazy era, because we're not going to feel overwhelmed by all the stuff around us, which can happen. Number 4 is to get out of the house and get out into nature. Sometimes if we've been cooped up in the house for too long, we can really become hermits. And sometimes just the simple act of getting out, being stimulated by life, everyone else around us, maybe we go for a walk with friends and family, whatever that is, just getting up, getting outside, or getting out of our normal environment can really spark creativity and motivation. So that when we go back, we're ready to move forward with whether it's cleaning or whatever that might look like. So that can be a really simple thing that can really help, is just get out of the house. Maybe you go for a drive, maybe you do a store walking. Doesn't mean you have to buy anything. Or maybe you just go visit a friend or family, and again, just getting out of the house can really help. So number 5 would be to get clear on what we want in life and remove all the distractions. And we can get clear on what we want in life by creating a game plan. And we can look at that game plan for the next day, the next week, next month, or next year. Again, maybe we want to be better with our finances, or to make an extra $500 a month by the end of the year. So that can be a goal, or to get really clear on why we want to do that, so that we're not living paycheck to paycheck can be our reason why. Maybe you get an extra job 1 day a week for the next 5 months to help pay for that. That can be something that's simple and clear. Again, it's prioritizing what's important. Again, that first step plays into this with removing distractions. How can you create or plan for the next day, the next week, the next month, or the next year? So maybe it's just writing a list at the end of the day or at night before you go to bed of what you would like to do the next day. That kind of helps set you up for success as well. So that can be a really great little tip, is, okay, what would I like to do tomorrow? What would help me feel better? Maybe that day is a wash. You're just going through, you're recharging your batteries, which is a better way to reframe it than being lazy. I'm recharging, and then you've got your list ready for the next day, next week, next month, or next year, and you're just like, all right, let's do this. And that can really help you, especially if you feel lost, like, I don't really know what to do the next day. So again, getting clear on what we want in life can really help with that. So sometimes we need to remove distractions. Maybe it's turning off the TV. Maybe it's putting our phone on airplane mode or silent. Whatever that might be, just removing distractions can be helpful. Now, sometimes our loved ones can be a distraction, especially if they have other ideas of what we should be doing. So communication and coordinating can be helpful with that. Getting clear on what we want in life. Sometimes we can be like, oh, I should be getting up at 5:30, but 5:30 might not necessarily need to be the time we get up. Maybe we're just like, I'd like to have time for breakfast. I'd like to have time go for a walk, or I just like to not feel rushed in the mornings. And that can be something as simple as getting your stuff together the night before. But again, getting clear on what you want in life can really help with removing distractions as well. It takes a little bit of trial and error to figure out too. So that was number 5. All right, number 6 is really finding what motivates you. This can be more challenging, but motivation is going to look like something different for everyone. Maybe running's not your jam. Maybe it is, and watching other people who are doing marathon runnings are encouraging to know how to train and that kind of stuff. 2, maybe you need to clean or declutter, so you watch some decluttering videos or how-to things and then do that. Or maybe you have them playing in the background while you're doing it so that you feel like, hey, I'm not the only person that has to do this. Again, finding your motivation can be really important. Maybe it's listening to a book on something too. But finding what motivates you is going to be the key thing, and that can be either from watching videos, listening to podcasts, watching audiobooks, or even just asking. Maybe it's going for a walk, maybe it's cleaning or taking in a shower. All right, number 7 is to think about the future version of who you want to be. If you want to be the kind of person that's always doing things, has lots of friends, and is busy and is able to keep their house clean and all that kind of stuff. First off, is that a realistic goal? And second off, what does that person do to get that way? And how can you start doing that now? The clients that I work with is, okay, what's your goal? And then what does that person of you living that goal do every day? And what are you not doing now? There was a famous author who lived to be in her late 90s, and she picked something every year to learn and master, whether it was karate or blanket making or learning to do the bow and arrow. She would pick something and master it every year because she knew that that was something that helped her feel like who she wanted to be was learning these new hobbies, and she picked it so that she could master it and know it enough that if it was something she liked, she would continue with it, and if not, then she wouldn't. So that could be a way again of thinking about your future self and knowing what that is, but also your future self thanking you, because who you are in 3 months from now is going to be based on decisions that we made today, or in the next few weeks, I should say, too. So considering your future self and how that version of you feels and who you want to be can be a really big part of coming out of feeling unmotivated or feeling lazy because we're not really sure what to do or where to start. Again, if you want to be a ballerina, you got to start taking the classes first in order to become that. So again, those are the types of things that we're looking at. That's tip number 7. Number 8 is reward yourself after completing a challenging task. Sometimes we are not feeling good, or that can be the thing that helps us move forward. Now, rewarding yourself doesn't necessarily have to be food. That can be something that a lot of us talk about. It can be taking the afternoon off. Maybe it's going for a walk or visiting with loved ones or going out for dinner. Rewarding yourself can look a lot of different ways. But rewarding yourself after completing a challenging task can really, really help with the motivation to get through it, because sometimes when we're doing things, it's not always going to be fun. We can find a way to make it fun, but sometimes the thought of doing it feels really dredging and challenging, and the thought of the reward is the thing that helps us with getting up off the couch and starting to do things. Especially if the 5-minute thing is overwhelming, we'll be like, I'll do this for 5 minutes and then I can have a treat. Then number 9 is something called the Pomodoro method, and this can be a really great tip for if you struggle with being like, where do I start? What do I do? We talked about this with the 5 minutes, is doing something for 25 minutes, taking a short 5 to 10 minute break, then doing it again for another 25 minutes, repeating that up to 3 to 4 times, and then taking a longer break can be something that helps, because sometimes we lose our attention span or we get bored, especially if you have a squirrel syndrome. What's that? Again, that can be something that's really helpful. So breaking it down into manageable tasks can be really good. Maybe you spend 25 minutes on cleaning the bathroom. When the timer goes off, you take a little 5-minute, enjoy your soda or drink of choice while you're taking your little break. And then you start on the living room for 25 minutes. And then same thing, take a little 5 to 10 minute break, get a little snack, something to recaffeinate. Then maybe you tackle the kitchen. Do again in 25 minutes, come back, take a little 5-minute break. Then you maybe do one room or your bedroom, 25 minutes, take a break, and then if you need to do more, take your longer lunch break. Maybe you watch a little short movie or something like that, and then you get back to doing it again. Again, it takes the pressure off of feeling like we have to do everything in one chunk, because that can feel very overwhelming. So I would highly suggest the Pomodoro method, which is like a tomato, and then you just kind of focus on that one task, that one area for those 25 minutes, and it helps you with getting more accomplished because you're not thinking about or starting this and then going there or there or there. How many times we start a project and they're like, oh, this leads into this. So you can put that over in the area where you're going to sort it when you go to next. Finish the area that you're working on first. And again, those 25 minutes makes it a little time committal, but again, it can make you feel productive. And that's what we're going for here. The little wins that help us with moving forward and help us not feel like we're being lazy, but helps us feel like we're doing something and moving towards a goal. So that would be number 9. And the 10th final tip, probably the most important one, is stop overthinking it and just start doing it. Sometimes we figure it out as we go along. I had no idea how to do video editing. I felt overwhelmed for months watching all these videos, but it wasn't until I put my disc in and actually started pulling up stuff and seeing what it was like did I actually start to do the editing. So sometimes we just need to actually put the disc in and start editing or starting to do the things. So again, we can research, do all these things, feel overwhelmed, but until we actually start doing it, we're not really going to know what we need to do or how things change or how things feel, and we can feel overwhelmed and really try to avoid tasks for a long period of time until we just start doing it. So just all the tips into one, just stop overthinking and start doing it. Doesn't matter if it's perfect, just matters that we did it, because that helps us again with coming out of our lazy era. All right, our bonus tip is to make it fun. Invite a friend over. Turn on some music. Maybe you play a game with it while you're doing it, or listen to a podcast or an audiobook with your partner so you guys talk about it. Maybe you call someone on the phone while you're doing it. Again, whatever steps makes it fun. Remember to bring in the fun. So that was our bonus tip. If you enjoyed this video, you will probably enjoy our newsletter. Be sure to go to euphanywithin.com and sign up for our newsletter. You get tips, tricks, and upcoming events before others do, and that can be something that's beneficial. So again, Euphany Within, sign up for the newsletter. With that, I hope these tips were helpful. Again, I'd love to hear in the comments if there are any that you use or maybe some that I missed. With that, thanks for watching the video. Be sure to hit subscribe. We're on a mission to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That would be awesome. So it doesn't cost you anything, just hit subscribe. You can turn on the notification bell if you'd like to know when the videos are coming out so you never miss any. And then be sure to like the video. It helps grow the channel so much. So like, subscribe, and we will see you guys in the next one. As always, remember, you're not alone. And while the sun may not be shining today or tomorrow, it will come out again. We'll see you guys in the next video.